Welcome back as we move on to our next question. Is there a policy on standard lease periods for all buildings the police department leases from other government departments and private companies? That's what ACDP leader Kenneth Meshwe wanted to know from the Minister of Police during question time in Parliament. He also asked what the minimum and maximum periods in each case were and whether the policy allowed for 99-year leaseholds. The Minister, Mr. Nathi Mthethwa, said the policy on standard lease periods were determined by the Department of Public Works and not the South African Police Services.
Nevertheless, SAP's request to the Department of Public Works to enter into a lease agreement and the minimum lease period for 5 years, which is based on the approved building program of SAPs. This is, however, dependent on the strategic plan of SAPs, which is currently being reviewed. The maximum lease period acquired by SAPs were 9 years and 11 months. And this is supposed to be for the high sites, and those are the sites where radio equipment is used, due to the fact that the radio frequencies do not change that often. Any leases that were signed for the 99 years were done by the Department of Public Works prior to the devolvement of the lease budget to the SAPs during 2007.
In his supplementary question, Reverend Meshwe said it was difficult to understand why SAPs had no leasing policy. He said the minister's response contradicted documents released by the department itself.
According to one of the documents that we have been given in the committee, there is a place in Ekurhuleni where SAPS pays 8,292 rands per square meter. And the term of lease is written as 99 years. And this is a document that we're given, an official document we're given in the meeting. Now that the minister is saying maximum period is 9 years, how does the documents that come from the same department are contradicting what the minister just said right now? And regarding how much is paid per square meter, we have never heard, and I've never heard, of any place where the charges are more than 1,000 rands per square meter.
There's no contradiction in what I say in that document. If you have followed clearly what I said, is that before 2007, many leases which were signed at that time were 99 years. From 2007 to date, from the police perspective, is 9 years, 11 months. So it's not a contradiction. What you are reading is what had happened before 2007.
Minister, despite everything that has been said in the report that SAPS and the answer that's been given, also the report of SAPS to the committee, will the minister agree and consider giving an instruction that SAPS take a greater hands-on approach in terms of managing lease contracts? For example, giving the Department of Public Works due notification of contracts that are going to expire so that they can indicate whether they want them renewed or whether they are looking for additional accommodation, so that we don't have a situation where the contract ran out and the department needs to lease from a month-to-month basis. Thank you.
SAPs, over and above what has been said are the problems with public works, cannot absolve themselves on the issue of infrastructure, including monitoring on some of the things which are being done. Recently, I've had meetings with the management of SAPS, and I said to them, it's well and good to say everything is with the public works, but what is your responsibility? So the infrastructure, which is meant for the police, has to be taken up by the police themselves. And as a result of that, even some of the things which are under discussions now is that there are structures, infrastructure, buildings which have been built by SAPs themselves, but those cannot be said to be better than the public works. That's why we are talking of other partners to help, because clearly police have not excelled that part of construction. And I don't think that it's their area anyway.
The Minister of Police is overseeing what is a chaotic property system of endless leased buildings. I have to tell you that the staff had to do an audit because they didn't even know how many leased buildings the SAPs had. They are blaming the staff who came before them, and when they came before the Portfolio Committee, they blamed the staff who came before them. And what I'd like to know is, considering the chaos, is the Minister, instead of telling his staff to talk to Public Works, is he not making an effort to speak with, admittedly, a totally dysfunctional Public Works Ministry, but at least hold a conversation with them in an effort to perhaps have the buildings purchased, which would save us millions and millions of rands, but failing that, at the very least, having the leases renewed before our SAPS members are actually locked out, which is happening more and more often when Public Works simply forgets to pay the rent. It's a ridiculous situation, and the buck stops right there.
Yes, it does, and it stops here. You are correct. The issue here is that I've explained to you what has happened with the leases and what should be happening going forward. What we are referring to, that members came and said something else, is something which is not related with anything we've been talking about today. Because we are referring to what you have wrote me here, Section 35. We have never spoken about that. We're talking about the leases here. And I'm saying to you, we are doing what we are doing as I was responding to the member. We were here. I think you are not listening as usual. But as I say to you, please
Point of order, Madam
listen.
Deputy Chair.
You
Point
just
of order.
have to listen.
If I may just inform the Minister, the note I wrote to you was about question number 26,
That's
which
not
we
a point
discussed
of
20
order.
It's
minutes
not a
ago.
point of order. Hlala phansi nje awazi ukukhuluma ngani. The Deputy Speaker, we will continue doing this. As I said, that we're engaging other partners, some which are state agencies, to ensure that they assist in coming up with leases as we continue with the audit of the leases themselves. Part of the reason why she doesn't like these leases is that they are explained, maybe they are her friends, some of the people. Yeah, you are a she, sorry,
Deputy
sorry,
Speaker.
she.
Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Member.
Oh, thank you.
So she must wait, because maybe these are, she must wait, she's a she. Honorable she.
Continue,
Sorry.
Minister.
No, I'm disturbed by she.
We have to go for a break. We'll be back in a moment.